Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be revealing all of my high school stats, extracurriculars, and just all the advice that I have to give anyone who's applying to colleges. I posted this video back in like March or something, and I just reacted to all the colleges I got into, and I ended up getting off the wait list to UC San Diego, and that's where I'm going to be going. I was deciding between that school and UC Santa Barbara. I actually appealed and got into that school, but I can talk about that later. But yeah, I ended up committing to UCSD, and I'm going to be moving up there in a few days. I do fairly well in school, but I'm definitely not the top of my class or anything like that. So I hope I can give my 2 cents on college applications. Let's start with the big question. What was my GPA? I had a 4.2 weighted GPA, so that's including my AP classes. I think unweighted, I had all straight A's in high school except for I got a B in pre-calc my second semester of junior year, and then I got a B in AP Calc first semester. But the UC system only calculates your GPA based off of your sophomore and junior year. So keep that in mind. You should be trying your hardest in those 2 years. My SAT, I'm not the best test taker. I used to be pretty embarrassed on my SAT score, but who cares anymore because I got into college. I had a 1270 SAT score. Not the best, especially compared to a lot of kids in my grade. I didn't really study that much for the SAT. I was kind of depending on my extracurriculars, and my GPA was fairly high. I'm not even sure if talking about this is even relevant anymore, because I heard that the UCs are not making people take the SAT anymore, or maybe it's like optional. If it is optional, I think you probably should still take the SAT and add it to your college app. Let's say there's someone who does the same scores as you, has the same GPA as you, and you didn't take the SAT, that person is just gonna be ahead of you. So that's just me making sense of it. I took it 3 times, I think, and I only improved my second time. So don't take it that many times if you're really not studying for it. If you are putting in the time, studying an hour every day or even 30 minutes every day, you are probably gonna improve. I wasn't doing anything and I thought my score was gonna improve. It did not. Definitely don't waste your time if you're not gonna actually put in studying for it, if that makes sense. On to my extracurriculars. I did volleyball all 4 years of high school. I did soccer for 2 years. I was in the class of 2020 club, and I was secretary of that club all 4 years. I joined this program called sports medicine. I was in sophomore year when I joined, and I was pretty interested in healthcare, and I sort of still am. I just realized I did a very bad job of explaining what that program is. My high school had an athletic trainer on our campus, and she has this team, which is the sports medicine team, and basically we got to sit on the sidelines at athletic events. So whether it was football, volleyball, basketball, like tennis, whatever, we would have shifts and we would work at games. We would also work with any athletes that were hurt and that came into her room to get rehabbed. And yeah, it was a really cool hands-on experience. I was pretty involved with my church. We volunteered at a lot of places. I taught Sunday school for the middle schoolers at my church. Some honors that I listed: I was in my school's honor society. Junior year, I was on the honor guard. 10 girls and 10 boys with the highest GPA. We got to stand at the class of 2019 graduation. This film event that I went to, I directed this film in my art class, and I got to go to this Warner Bros event. On to essays. I'm gonna be focusing on my personal insight questions. I did apply to some private schools. The essay requirements are a little different. Basically, I just used my UC essay topics and kind of tweaked them. I applied to Pepperdine and I got in. That essay is a little different. I'm not gonna talk about it here because this video is mostly for the UC app. If you do have questions about what I wrote about, you can DM me on Instagram and I will gladly share with you what I wrote about. So for the first essay, I wrote about my creative side. I actually talked about YouTube. Ever since I was younger, I've loved watching YouTube, putting myself out in front of people. I talked about how I just started editing videos and put up a YouTube channel. The second one I talked about, it was not a good essay. I talked about a challenge. And in junior year, I was on the soccer team for my second year and we got a new coach. Basically, he was like playing some girls over me who didn't deserve playing time. So I kind of spoke up. Basically, it's how I persevered through not getting playing time and spoke up about it. Also, how I worked hard during practices. I kept showing up to practices and that eventually got me more playing time. And then we eventually won the championship that year. Yeah, that was that essay. Not even that big of a challenge, but you know, I was just finding something to write about. I was pretty proud of this essay. Think about an academic subject that inspires you and how you furthered this interest outside or inside of the classroom. I talked about physiology. I talked about how I was really fascinated about the human body. Then I talked about how I furthered my interest by joining my school's sports medicine team. And I ended with just loved how sports medicine, physiology, and all of that just allows me to interact with people and impact their lives. Say hi. Say hi, Jojo. She's messy right now. For my last essay, I talked about how I volunteered in this project called the Compton Initiative. We volunteered at a garden. We kind of painted around the community, did yard work, and planted fruits and vegetables. I also tried to weave in my love for health and healthy eating and all of that. I guess my advice for these essays is, first of all, don't try to make it a sad story. You might have had some trauma or some tragic event happen to you, but ultimately you want to show the readers how you overcame that setback. What did you do to get forward? Stay true to yourself, find something you're passionate about and write out that. Mine were honestly like not that good. I think if you don't have the best GPA or you don't have the best SAT score, the essays are a really good area where you should focus on and you should really sell yourself. And you should get on those essays as soon as you can. You don't want to be waiting to the last minute to write them or edit them. Do something throughout high school that you're gonna stick with. Even if it's just from sophomore year to senior year, you want to do something that you are consecutively doing. I think with extracurriculars, it's definitely quality over quantity. I filled out all of my slots for the extracurriculars and honors, but I don't think it's how many I did that helped me. I think you need to be doing something that's actually like meaningful. Type it out in your extracurriculars and then pick the ones you're most passionate about and write an essay about them. That's what the essays are for. It's to further that extracurricular and, you know, sell it even more. Definitely try to take up some leadership roles. It doesn't have to be ASB at your school. You don't have to be president. Even something in your community, in your neighborhood, at your church. So from all of the stuff I just shared about myself, I got into UC Santa Cruz, San Diego, Santa Barbara, and Irvine, and I got rejected by UCLA. Didn't apply to Berkeley because even if I did get in, which I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have, I don't think I would have gone anyway because it's a little too far from home. It's also probably the most competitive UC, so I just didn't apply. But because this is a video kind of specifically for the UC schools, I'm gonna bring in some of my friends who did get into those schools, and they're just gonna give a little information about themselves.
You like my video?
Yes, it was so good. Jaristella just sent me like 10 minutes worth of her talking, but I was like, you know what, I want to FaceTime her so it's more a conversation, you know? I don't know. She got into UCLA, she got into Berkeley, all the UCs, but where are you going?
I'm going to UCLA.
Hey. Let's just start off with the questions. Everyone wants to know, what was your GPA?
My GPA is 4.3, and then I think their UC GPA is like 4.5.
4.5?
Yeah, because the UC GPA is like, they make it higher.
Dang. Oh, so you got straight A's.
Pretty much straight A's. I think I got 1B in like AP Bio.
How many APs did you take?
I think 8. I took 8 APs.
8. Okay. I took like 1, 2. I don't know. I'll put it on the screen how much I took. Okay, so what was your SAT?
Booty cheese. Rachel. So yeah, 1240.
Yeah, that's like average. Yeah. Like mine was 1270.
Girl, you did better than me.
Barely though. Just share some of the main activities you did, I guess.
The main activities, I did 4 years of volleyball. 4 years of, I was VP for 4 years, class of 2020 club. I studied abroad. I went to Alicante, Spain.
She crazy. She went to Spain by herself.
Yeah. I'm trilingual, y'all. 3 years of Red Cross, and then I also started the Red Cross Club in my high school. I feel like I'm missing something, but...
Probably. You're probably missing like 10 other things.
Oh, yeah, sports medicine.
Wait, you said something about Spanish or something?
Yeah, we took Spanish together with Rachel, and I took Spanish together for all 4 years. So again, shout out to Mr. Vicente if you're watching this. Gracias. Bro, that laugh is nasty. Cut that out.
No, I'm putting it. But like, you don't really say that on the application, the college app. Well, I guess like they see your classes.
Yeah, they do see your class. Yeah, but then it kind of incorporated to the study abroad part.
Oh, okay. Okay, so can you share what your 4 essays were about?
One of them, I did it about like my transition from like living in the Philippines, because I moved from the Philippines, and how it like helped me develop as a person. I wrote about sports medicine, how it's helping me like pave into my like career in the healthcare field, wherever that may be. I did hobbies, which is like cooking and food, and I also incorporated my study abroad experience there because I studied abroad. It's about like cuisines and stuff, like food, cooking. My 4th one was also community service, which is the Red Cross. I focused more on like the specifics of like one of my main experience within the Red Cross. I think that's one of the most important things, not to be general, but be very specific in your own experiences. They really want to see your growth as a person.
Jaristella, like, she's extreme. Like, she started a club, studied abroad and all that, but some people can't do all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I think the important thing is, like, it doesn't have to be big, it just has to be specific to you, right?
Like, yeah, leadership, you know, any kind of leadership. Like, you don't have, like, again, you're so right, like, not a lot of people have the time to do this. Like, some have to take care of their own siblings, like, that counts as...
Yeah, like, babysitting.
Working, making that bank, you know?
Okay, I think that was pretty good. Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's it for this video. I hope you guys got some good advice. Honestly, college acceptances are pretty random. I had a 1270 SAT, but someone with a 1150 SAT might get in to a school that I didn't. It really just depends on, you know, what school you go to, what are your classmates like compared to you. Your race plays into it. Obviously, your extracurriculars are gonna be different than mine. This is just my experience. If you guys have any more questions for me, make sure to leave a comment down below. Also, let me know where you guys want to go to college. I find that really interesting, where everyone wants to go. I'm super excited about going to UC San Diego, and I have a lot of college videos planned for you guys. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Everyone's lining up to see her. She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something about her features. You'll find her beauty goes